want to get your brain turning on content streams. For us, obviously the podcast is a very flexible thing that we can do these kinds of things with, and we really believe in it. But you don't have to only think that you have to incorporate this thing into a podcast, right? Like if you have any kind of newsletter, blog, or email list, that is written content that you can incorporate this stuff into. You have any kind of video, you have a training for your clients, you have a YouTube channel or your social media, just start thinking about what you have and what you're able to, like, where you're pulling this point of view from and where you're going to inject it into.
Pablo, I think it's a great point of understanding as an event marketer, you have to work laterally. You have to work with sales. You have to work with marketing. You have to work with go-to-market executives, whoever it may be, right? This is a piece where you're working with marketing. I mean, you're going to marketing saying, hey, what's our biggest stream? What's working? What's not? And then you are inevitably going to be able to use event material to help feed that for them, which essentially is giving you buy-in. You always need buy-in as the event marketer. You need it from sales. You need it from leadership. You need it from marketing. The more buy-in you have, the more freed up you get to go execute.
Yeah, good. Really good call, Matt. This is the invaluable perspective that you bring to this thing, man. So then it's, who are the members of the content team, right? In order to do this stuff, you're gonna want to like take inventory of who's planning the stuff, right? Like who is engineering the conversations, who's making this happen, who's gonna do the writing, who's gonna do the editing, who's a subject matter expert, right? The person that's gonna have the interviews, the person that's gonna have these conversations. For this one, we use Matt. He's the CEO, he's the founder, he's the podcast host, because he also knows his stuff with this, right? But like, if you are if you're a security company, it depending on what kind of security, is it cybersecurity? Is it like body security, right? Like you might have like your head of security person, like the number one person in the industry, be your subject matter expert to get into these conversations, depending on who your buyer is. Then you need the person that's going to distribute it, that you're looking at, Ish, right? And your graphic designer. That's why Cody's on here also as well. She's a great designer on her team as well as other things, and then we're going to lead this content exercise where everybody takes inventory, where they talk about what kind of content they are already making so that they can start the conversation there with their team, take the roles that are needed and put some names to them, and then start working on like, hey, how do we take what your company talks about and make it into a POV?